Welcome everyone to a remaster of a video I did all the way back in 2021. BFB, but death means elimination. The rules are simple. If you die at any point during the episode, that means you are eliminated. Characters that get voted out will also still be eliminated unless they die at any point before their elimination, in which case the most voted contestant who hasn't yet died gets out instead. As with the original, it will also be continuing into TPOT, which is the whole reason I'm making this remaster in the first place. We have no time to lose, so let's get started. Like in the original video, any deaths that occur before the teams finish being chosen will not be counted. This means that the first death occurs when Blocky kills Tennis Ball after TB tries to manage him. The second occurs when Fries throws Goldie into the air to grab a basket, and she gets caught on the propellers, keeping the basket in the air and shredded to bits. A bit later, in a moment of frustration, Blocky kills again, because Golf Ball didn't tell him about the trebuchet that they could have just used at the start, instead of having Blocky climb the tree to get a basket. Immediately after this, 8 Names is running through the world's largest oven, where Ice Cube and Lollipop melt and Teardrop evaporates. Then they run through lava and Book Gatey and Taco all burn to death as well. In BFB 2, Pencil gets the most votes, so she is the first contestant to properly get eliminated. Aside from that though, the only death is when Leafy inflates Balloony to the point where he pops. Right at the very beginning of the episode, Gelatin is throwing forks, which first causes Pie to explode and then knocks Pen into Black Hole, causing both of them to die. At Cake at Stake, Leafy is eliminated. Fortunately for the contestants, and unfortunately for this video, there are no more deaths for the rest of the episode. Bracelety gets eliminated with triple the votes Gelatin has. Surprisingly, no deaths this episode though. I would have thought Woody getting impaled by Naily or Pillow getting stabbed by countless forks would count, but I double checked the wiki page for the episode and it has no deaths section. During Cake at Stake, Bubble gets popped off screen, presumably by Blocky using Pin. Then, Lai is eliminated and she flips out, but is sucked up before she's able to kill anyone. Since flyers are prohibited in this contest though, Lightning and Black Hole get killed. Fries is able to convince 4 to not kill Puffball though, so that is the end of that. In BFB 6, Robotty gets eliminated. However, there are no deaths again, not counting 4, as the only contestant who's killed this time has already been killed back in BFB 1. Loser's out, much to the surprise of literally everyone in the grasslands, except Donut, who's really happy about it for some reason. During the challenge, Belle gets impaled by Naily, who herself gets impaled by Needle a bit later. Finally, a plot point of the episode is that Remote was going to send a bomb to explode whoever had hacked into her, but when Robot Flower closed the connection, Remote exploded instead. Eightball is eliminated and killed at the same time, but it only counts once, and nobody else dies this episode after that. Nobody dies in BFB 9 either, which means that Stapy, who got the most votes, is the only one who has to leave the game this time. David is forced to leave the game, and wow, I'm realizing just how lopsided a lot of the votes were in these early episodes. Although nobody dies on screen, Clock dies off screen at the hands of 4 sometime between this and the next episode. Here we have another episode where nobody dies, and this time nobody even gets eliminated because we have a rejoin instead, with Leafy rejoining on the losers. Match gets eliminated. Then, the imposter, who obviously can't be Taco because she's out, exposes themselves in the challenge by killing Bottle. Fiery Jr. is eliminated with exactly 10,000 votes, which is 10 to the 4th. No other deaths in this episode though on the bright side, the next episode will more than make up for that. So, in this episode, Spongy jumps into the hot spring a few times, which, since he's one of the heaviest contestants, means that he makes a crack in the bottom of it and makes lava come out, which will lead to many casualties. First, Donut sacrifices himself to save Spongy when he's unable to get up the hill out of the inverted planet. Then, Bommy sacrifices himself to attempt to help Gelatin and Barfbag make it out when Spongy refuses to let them on his ship. In an attempt to escape, Beep has Rocky eat Nickel. After Irons makes it out of their tunnel, they, along with Barfbag, all get killed by the lava when it comes out of the hole. Then, as it turns out, Nickel's sacrifice was in vain as Cloudy and Rocky end up dying anyway. Let's pretend Cloudy happens to have a sharp tool from his collection so that Woody can still escape. After Woody makes it through the chute, Cake is killed by overflowing lava. Finally, there's some off-screen deaths. Basketball, Grassy, TV, Eraser, Fries, Marker, Yellowface, Eggy, and Pin. That's a lot of damage. Right at the start of the episode, Flower shoves Gelatin into the lava because there wasn't enough room on the little island they had fled to. Dora gets eliminated, and that's the extent of what happens that's relevant to us this time around. Price Tag, while still a recommended character at this point, also dies, which means they won't be able to join TPOT. Spongy gets eliminated, except uh-oh, no he doesn't, and Loser comes back too. Instead, 2 comes to split the show. Unlike Canon, however, it's a perfect even split, with 7 contestants remaining on each show. We'll come back to Teapot once we finish BFB. There are no deaths or eliminations in the first episode of Post-Split. The only noteworthy thing is that Leafy would be on a team by herself, as the other 6 are all X-colored. At the start, Spongy's friendship bracelet, which could be with, say, Loser instead of Taco, causes water to squeeze out of him that then extinguishes Fiery. Then, being the only member of her team left, Leafy gets eliminated again. Spongy gets eliminated in BFB 19, not much to say there, but then Woody gets burned alive and dies as a result. After this, all of the remaining contestants pile onto the spaceship Spongy left behind when he got eliminated. Unfortunately for them, the ship is highly flammable, so everyone on it dies when they get too close to the sun. Since there are now no alive contestants left, we need to decide somehow which out of Blocky, Flower, and Loser win the show. And I know just how, by using BFB 21's voting results. It's not Loser, who had 5,600 votes. It's Flower, who beat Blocky by a mere 3-vote difference. Too bad she's too dead to enjoy her prize. Winner joins the show as they normally do, but since Price Tag is dead and Non-Existy is still disqualified as they still equal 0, that means Avocado has to join in their place. Teams still get formed purely for the purposes of the video, but in TPOT 1, nobody who is left in the game dies. Being the only member left on Death Pact again, Tree gets eliminated first from TPOT. Since Teardrop died all the way back in BFB 1, that means she won't debut onto the show here. Then, Pillow drops Avocado into battery acid and kills them. Puffball and Coiny both get killed by blocks off-screen in TPOT 3, as we can assume by them being by the recovery center in the scene immediately after the intro. Next, it's time for Cake It Steak, and Robot Flower is the only member of her team, so she gets eliminated. Both Team 8s and the S lost in TPOT 3, so Saw gets out like in the real episode, and Winner leaves as well due to being the only member left on their team. Neither Needle or Pillow die in TPOT 4, so that means since Just Not Lost in Team 8s didn't, Pillow places second, and Needle wins TPOT. She even gets to enjoy her prize unlike Flower. And that's the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.